Hello, teacher and classmate. Today, my group and I will be presenting chapter 30 to 43. I will present in chapter 30 and 31, and my character will be Tess Duberville. How to start? We were with Angel and we were on the level of the roadway through the mats. We were enjoying our company that we didn't think about having a conversation. We felt so happy and together them to be together that the only thing that we could hear was the sound of the tall cans of milk that were behind us. But suddenly the sky gave its meaning. The first drop fell and it started to rain. At first I didn't care. I wasn't worried about the raining. But then I said I shouldn't have come, and Angel said, I'm sorry about the rain. It wasn't his fault. We didn't know that it was going to rain. And then he said that he was worried about me because I could get sick. So what he did was to wrap me with a safe cloth that he used for the can of milk to save them from the sun. But now I have to save from the water. And he put it on me, and of course he was next to me, and then he said that we were alright, but we were not okay because the water is still in my neck, and I told him, but he helped me, and then we were okay. After that, he asked me something that makes me remember, made me remember that I didn't want to talk about that. And he said that if I remember what he asked me. So I said that I do. But he told me to think about it, to continue thinking about it. That if you remember, he asked me to marry him. But I wanted, but I didn't know what to do because of my past. So then there was some tension, and he looked at a house that was in the corner, that was in the road, and he said, "Look," and I looked, and he said that old house was from an old family that was the Dubervilles, and that family has a big influence for the country, and he felt sad because of that family because they were extincted, and now that he felt sorry about that. I was shy because, as you know, my name is Duberville, and he didn't know that. I was lying to him. So I just said yes. Then we arrived to our destination, and I ran uh, in a tree because of the water, so I could have a little shelter there. Angel was putting the can of milk in the place, and I was looking at him with eyes of love. And then he called me, and I went to him, and he said that we were going home. Then he said that we weren't in London only for that, to leave the can of milk. So he started to continue the conversation about getting married, and he said that if I belong to him and my heart belonged to him too, why not my hand? And we started to talk about that, and I said to him that I think that I don't deserve him, that he deserves more, and he said that he will be so happy to have me in his life. But I knew that I have to tell him about my past, but I was so afraid about his reaction. So I said that he has to know something about my story, and he said that it couldn't be so wrong, so bad. And I said that I was born in Marlot, and that I left school, and also that my family wanted that I should be a teacher because I have all the things that a good teacher can have, but I have problems with my family, and also that my father was a drunk. So I told all these things to him, and he made laugh of me. He said, "Poor girl, that's not something new." I mean, he didn't care about all my life. He just wanted to be with me for the rest of his life. And then he said that he started to push me, saying to marry him, So I said yes, but first I wanted to tell him the truth about my past, and I said that I was, but my words changed, and then I said that my last name was not Duberville, was Duberville, and he looked at me, but he said that why I didn't say to him, why I didn't say him the truth, and I said that I knew what he thought about those families, to those rich families, but he told me that he didn't care because I was different, and that doesn't matter for him. So he begged me to marry him, and I did, and I started to cry. But those tears were for not for happiness, and he could feel that. So he asked me what happened. I said to him that I thought that I was going to die unmarried, and after that, I accepted to be his wife. So I said to him that I was going to write to my mother. I wrote my mother about all these things that happened, and my mother answered, and I received a letter from her. In the letter said that she was happy for me because after all the things that I had happened, there was a man who wanted to get married with me, and make me feel happy. And she said that I should have all the things that happened in the past in a secret. I had to be in silent because she thought that it was not a good idea to tell him yet all the truth about my life. So she said also that she was not going to say to my father because maybe he will not be okay with all of this. So my mother makes me feel better, and I will be what she did and what she told me, that have all these things in secret. And mother, you are always right. So then after the letter, we were having a good time with him in the field, and I could see that everybody was seeing us. And I asked him again that if he was okay of marrying me, and he said that yes, that he was happy and proud of having a wonderful girl with him. And I don't know how he could see those things on me. And I started also again saying that I don't deserve him, that he deserves more. My self-esteem was down for all the things that happened. And then when we were home, he tried to ask me that when we are going to get married, and I said that we have to wait. There is time, and he said that he didn't want to wait, that he wanted to get married as soon as possible because he had to think where are we going to live, the jobs that he should get to give me a better and excellent life. He was so intelligent that I don't know how he's with me. And then when we were at home at night, some ladies appeared and they live in the house. There was Betty, Marian, and Is. At first, I could feel that they were jealous about me because they wanted the love of Angel, and I had that love, and I knew that I didn't deserve it. But I could feel that they were angry with me. But it resulted that it was not like that. When was the time of going to bed, they were there, and they asked me if I was going to marry him, and I said that yes. And they said that I'm really lucky because they were waiting for that a whole time, and that they wanted to hate me or not to love me, but they can do that because I am like them. I am a girl like Is, like Marian, and like Reddy, and that even though that they don't have Angel's love, they feel happy about us. And I started to cry because I told them that Angel should get married with one of them, not with me. And they started to make me feel better. Unbelievable. I was happy to feel those support from them. And even Marian kissed me and said that everything was going to be okay. They gave me some water, and I started to feel better because I could feel some support from a family. Just that. Thank you.
The beginning of November found its date still in abeyance, though he asked her at the most tempting times. But Tess's desires seemed to be in a perpetual betrothal, in which everything should remain as it was then. Angel wanted to remind her that the date was still the question.
Did Craig speak to you today, dear, about his not wanting much assistance during the winter? The cows are going dry rapidly. Yes, 6 or 7 went to the straw battle yesterday and 3 more the day before, making nearly 20 in the straw already. Is it the farmer don't want my help in the garden? Oh, I'm not wanted here anymore, and I have tried so hard to. Rick didn't exactly say that he would no longer require you, but he said in the most respectful way that he supposed that at my leaving at Christmas I should take you with me. And I'm afraid I was sinner enough to feel rather glad that he was in this way forcing your hand. I don't think you ought to have felt glad, Angel, because this always mournful not to be wanted, even if at the same time it's convenient. Well, it is convenient. You have admitted that I feel the red rising up at her having been caught, but why should I trifle so? We will not trifle. Life is too serious. It is. Perhaps I saw that before you did, Angel. So that, seriously, dear Tess, since you will probably have to leave at Christmas, it is in every way desirable and convenient that I should carry you of them as my property. Besides, if you were not the most incalculating girl in the world, you would know that we could not go on like this forever. I wish we could, and that it will always be summer and autumn, and you always counting me and thinking as much of me as you have done through the past summertime. I always shall. Oh, I know you will. Angel, I will fix the day when I will become yours for always.
His parents had naturally desired to see her once at least before he carried off her to a distant settlement, and as no opinion of theirs was to be allowed to change his intention, he judged that a couple of months' life with him in lodgings while seeking for an advantageous opening would be of some social assistance to her at what she might feel to be a trying ordeal, her presentation to his mother at the vicarage.
Next, he wished to see a little of the working of a flour mill, having an idea that he might combine the use of one with the corn growing. She found him determined to spend a short time at the Welbridge flour mills, which had been the mansion of the D'Urbervilles family. They decided to go immediately after the wedding. Questions of procedure such as this arose and passed, and the day on which she was to become his. The 31st of December was the day. Tess wondered whether he would like her to be married with her present best white frock, or if she ought to buy a new one. The question was set at rest by his photo, disclosed by the arrival of some large packages addressed to her. Inside of them she found a whole stock of clothing, including a perfect morning costume, such as would well suit the simple wedding they planned. Oh, how thoughtful you have done! Even the girls And the handkerchief, how kind, oh my love, how kind, how good.
No, no, Tess, it's just an order to try a woman in London, nothing more.
She did return upstairs and put on the gown. She stood for a moment before the glass looking at the effect of her silk attire, and then there came into her head her mother's ballad of the mystic robe. That never would become that wife that had once done amiss. Suppose this robe should betray her by changing color, as her robe had betrayed Queen Guinevere. Angel suggested her making a few purchases in the nearest town, and then they started together. In the evening they returned to the inn in which they had put up, and Tess waited in the entry while Angel went to see the horse. Two men came up and down in surprise, and she fancied that he was a Trantridge man. "I commonly met that," said one of them. "Yes, true, commonly enough, but unless I make a great mistake," said the other, and he negatived remainder of the definition forthwith. Angel had just returned from the stable yard, heard the words, and saw the shirking of Tess, and before considering anything at all, he struck the man in the chin.
I beg pardon, sir. It was a complete mistake. I thought she was another woman.
Okay, here you have 5 shillings to place the blow. Good night.
Good night.
We shall go away a very long distance, hundreds of miles from this part, and such as this can never happen again, and no ghost of the past reach there.
They parted tenderly that night on the landing, and Claire ascended to his attic. And then, while Tess sat, she heard a noise in Claire's room. She ran up and knocked at his door and asked, "What's the matter?" "Nothing, dear. I'm so sorry to disturb you. I fell asleep and I dreamed that I was fighting with that fellow again who insulted you. But go to bed and not think of it no more." This was the last dream required to turn the scale of her indecision. Declare the past to him by word of mouth he could not, but there was another way.
She wrote a letter to him, and her night was a broken one. And then in the morning he descended as usual and kissed her, but he said not a word to her about her revelation. It had occurred to her, looked into his room. She found the letter under the carpet, so she decided to destroy it, but she knew that he needed to know it. The marriage being by license, there were only a dozen or so of people into the church. By the time they reached home, she was contrite and spiritless, and then she tried to pray to God, but it was her husband who really had her supplication.
"Oh, my love, why do I love you so? For she you love is not my real self, but the one in my image, the one I might have been." Afternoon came, and with it the hour to departure, and then there was a moment of silence that was interrupted by the crowing of a cock. "An afternoon cock?" said Mrs. Creek. "That's bad," murmured a man, and then the cock crew again,
off, sir, or I will twist your neck.
It only means a change in the weather, not what you think. It's impossible, said Mrs. Creek.
Hello, today I'm going to talk about the chapters 34 and 35 of the book Tess of D'Urberville. I'm going to tell what is mainly about the chapter of the book, and then I'm going to dramatize the part or the parts that I consider important of the chapter. The chapter 34 is mainly about that Tess and Angel are recent married, and they were going to the place that they have rented to spend the wedding night. But everything looks like it's not going to be well. With the bad omen of the croaking of the rooster. But Tess thought that it was just a change of weather. Finally, they arrived to the place that they are going to spend the night, and suddenly it started to rain. So Tess said that it was just the change of weather because the rooster, the croaking of the rooster. So then they was waiting for the luggage that Jonathan had promised to bring before night. But it wasn't. It was a package for the couple. Angel opened the package, and it was a letter from his mother. The present was for his wife, that his good mother give to his mother, and she have to give to Angel when he finally get married. This package contained some jewelries, so Tess was happy for the present. Then someone entered to the house. It was Jonathan with the luggage of Tess and Angel. But Jonathan was kind of sad. And Angel asked what was the reason. And the reason was that Retty tried to kill herself. And Retty was Tess' friend. So besides that, Tess heard some bad news of her friends, they started to enjoy the night. When Angel asked to Tess if she remembered what they have to talk in the morning, Tess asked, kind of nervous, if it is about to tell each other their faults. Angel said yes. My darling Tess, do you remember what we talked today in the morning? Are you talking about saying our faults, my darling? Do you have something to confess to me? You didn't expect it, right? And you thought too much of me. Now listen, put your head there because I want you to do it. Forgive me, please, and not be outraged for not telling you this before, as perhaps I should do. I should have do. I didn't tell you before because I didn't want to lose my biggest prize that I have ever had in my life. I was going to tell you 1 month ago, but I couldn't. I didn't want it to lose you. to lose you. Almost I was going to tell you yesterday to give you an opportunity to leave me, but I couldn't too. And I tried to do it today in the morning, but I couldn't too, because I don't want to lose you, and I can see myself without you. The point is that I have an affair with a stranger woman when I was in London. Can you forgive me, my darling Tess?
Me? Oh, Angel, I almost glad because now you can forgive me. I have not made my confession. I have to make a confession too. Remember, I say so.
Oh, sure. Now, tell me, my little villain.
Maybe even if you smile, it's more serious than yours. Maybe.
I don't think, my darling, that it could be more serious than the thing that I tell you some minutes ago.
No, it can't. Oh no, it can be more serious. No, it couldn't be more serious. Certainly, because it's the same. I tell you now. Chapter 35 is mainly about how Angel rejected Tess because of the confession that she made. At the beginning, Angel thought that Tess was joking or kidding with him, but it wasn't a joke, it was true. So he asked her if she is crazy, and she said no, that she was telling the truth and that she isn't crazy. So then Tess started to beg to Angel for forgiveness. She said, I forgive the same to you and you can forgive this to me? She felt very confused because she thought in her mind that because Angel did the same thing, with only one difference in this case, that Angel did it because he wanted, and Tess, in the case of Tess, Alec Claire forced to her. So they have a big difference in the case. And Angel was very rude with Tess. Tess asked or told to Angel that other women did the same thing and their husbands forgive them. And Angel told to say to Tess that they are two different societies, that she can be comparing their society with the society of other people. And Tess felt sad because almost she thought that Angel loved her. Then in our now society, or society that nowadays, we can saw that maybe Angel just want to be with Tess, or he was fell in love of her because he thought that she was virgin.
but she wasn't. When he realized that Tess wasn't virgin, the mind of Angel changed a lot of, because he saw her as a virginal woman. And then he realized that she wasn't virgin. The story continued, and they left for a while the house, and they were outside to think about it. Then Tess arrived again at home, and she go to sleep, thinking about you. She was very sad. Then later arrived Angel. He go upstairs and saw a sleeping Tess. He started to think many things, but he didn't enter to the room. He almost wanted to return to the room and sleep with her, but he didn't do it. Then the just married couple sleep in two different rooms. And the point is that Tess begged to him that he can forgive her, but he didn't do it. Tess. Yes, my darling. Lo tenías que cortar. Am I believe this? In your way, I'm going to think that this is true. Oh, you can't be crazy. You should be, however, you are not. My wife, my Tess. Nothing in you run an assumption like this. I'm telling you, Angel, I'm not crazy. Tess, why you didn't tell me this before? Maybe if you told me before your secret, your fault, I must tell you before it too, but you didn't do it too. In the name of our love, Angel, please forgive me, my love, forgive me. In the saying that I forgive you, forgive me as you are forgiven. I forgive you, Angel, I forgive you. You did it too. Why you didn't do it if I am forgiven for the same fault that I committed before? You don't want to forgive me. Oh, Tess, forgiveness doesn't apply to this case. You were a person. I think that you were a person. Now, you are another completely different person for me. My God, how I can forgive. Don't do it, Angel, please, don't do it. That kills me. That kills me. Quite a bit, please. Have mercy on me. Have mercy, please. Angel, Angel, what do you want to say with that laugh? Do you know what this is to me? I thought, my angel, that you love me, but you didn't love me. I think that you love myself, that you love me. I repeat, the woman of whom I was fell in love is not you, Tess, it's not you. It was another different woman for me.